Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. We are on the tail end of week 2 of my summer vacation. It is flying by very quickly and I haven't had as much time to film, surprise, surprise, as I was hoping I would. I did get my hair done. I don't know if you guys will notice, but I'm a little bit more of a brunette. I'm a little bit closer to my natural hair color. I felt like I had to go a very long time in between hair appointments this past time. I was supposed to get my hair done on April 27th, which was about 9 weeks from my previous appointment, and Hazel had a softball game that night, and so I had to cancel. And when I looked at my schedule and I looked at my hairstylist schedule, the first date that her and I were both available for me to get my hair done was June 11th. June 11th. So it ended up being like 20 weeks, like 4 months in between hair appointments, which I know is not like a world record, but when you color your hair, you kind of don't want to go 4 months in between hair appointments because your roots really show. And I do have some grays coming in that I don't necessarily want to show off. And I felt like because I had gone so long in between appointments, my lighter hair, the blonde hair that had been bleached by my stylist, was looking a little bit, I felt like it looked funny and a bit unnatural. And there was something about the color that I wasn't crazy about. And so I went to my stylist and I said, I would like more brown. I want to have more brown hair. And I would like the highlights that I do have to be a lot more cooler toned. I want to get away from that like warm toned blonde. I would like to get more of a cool toned blonde. And she said, well, your hair is going to be darker overall. It's going to get darker. And I said, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And overall, I'm much happier with this. I don't know if this is exactly what I had envisioned, but overall, this is a lot closer to what I was looking for compared to what I had. And I feel like, God forbid, if I should go 4 months between hair appointments again, this will look a little bit more natural on me than the blonde that I had. Hopefully we don't have to test that out, but I feel like if I do have to go 4 months between appointments ever again, this will be okay. This will be better. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is Project 10 Uses. It has been 3 months since my last update, and as a result, I do have a lot of products rolling out that I've met the 10 use goal on. Obviously, as the name implies, my goal is to work on 10 products in this project, use them 10 times, and then roll them out and roll something in to take its place. I've been doing this for like 50 something months. I don't know, it's on the thumbnail and in the title, but I've been doing this project for a very, very long time. And it's kind of become my version of a shop your stash. And I choose products that I think will complement products that I'm project panning, that I haven't touched in a long time, that I'd like to get to know better. And those are kind of the reasons why I'm rolling in these products into this project, and to spice up my project panning routine, because even though I am project panning quite a variety of makeup, it gets boring. You know, when you're just panning the same stuff day in and day out, it gets a little monotonous. So it's fun to bring in 10 items and add them into the mix and see what new fun combinations I can come up with using them in my makeup routine. Over the last several months, there was a theme to the products that I was working on, and it was really kind of looking for some answers to some questions for products that I really hadn't ever used before, like, is this actually a blush, and does it actually belong in my blush inventory? Or is it a bronzer? Or is it a highlighter? So I have some answers for all of us today. I'm happy to report that I have answered many of those questions today, and let's get into it. Okay, I feel like I'm a little bit washed out because of this white shirt. Whenever I wear white, it does a number on the color on my video, but I apologize. I've been at a swim meet all day long for my son, and this is his swim meet shirt. And I didn't feel like changing when I got home, but I should remember not to wear white when I film videos because my face looks really washed out. I did end up meeting my 10 use goal on 7 of the 10 items that I'm working on in this project. The first one that I met my goal on is this MAC lipstick called Cream in Your Coffee, right? Yes, it's called Cream in Your Coffee. This was one of the last purchases, or not purchases, this is one of the last products I picked up using my Back to Mac rewards before they canceled the Back to Mac program. I had been coveting this lipstick for many years. It is a beautiful shade. For some reason, every time I look at this shade, it looks more like a deep mauve-y shade. It really comes across as more brown on me than I was hoping it would. I was hoping it would look like this, but for some reason, it always looks a little bit more brown on my lips. That being said, it is a beautiful color. It is a flattering color. It's wearable. And it wears off really nicely. It wears down really nicely, and I like it. I used it 10 times exactly. I didn't use it more or less. I put a lot of lip products in various projects in 2024. And so I haven't been able to enjoy this any more than that, but I did it like this, and I thought it was a pretty color, and I'm glad I have gotten 10 uses on it, because I do tend to bring new products into my home and then put them away and never use them. So I'm trying to get out of that habit. I'm trying to use anything new that comes into the house and enjoy it while it's still fresh. And so I do have 10 uses on this now. For now, it's gonna go back in the office. I don't have any plans to put this in a project. Hopefully one day it'll show back up sooner rather than later, but I used it 10 times and it's rolling out of this project. The next product that I put in this project is the newest product that has come into my collection, I believe. I believe this is the newest makeup product that has come into my collection. This is the Touch and Soul Medalist in the shade Hollow. I always want to say Hollow, but I think it's Hollow. Hollow Mulberry, Holographic Mulberry. I used this 11 times. I'm actually wearing it on my eyelids. I'm actually wearing it on my eyelids today for the 11th time. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I buy makeup with the hopes and dreams and intentions of it upping my makeup game in some way. And 9 times out of 10, I feel a little bit let down by the product, either because it didn't look as good as it was advertised, or it didn't magically transform my makeup look in some way. This did. This has exceeded all of my expectations. And I'm so happy to say that, because now that I've been on a low buy for like 4 years, I take very seriously every time a new product comes into my life, because it's affecting my low buy bank. And it is, I do now realize how long it takes me to use up my makeup. And so to bring something new in is something I take very, very seriously. And I had seen a couple people recommend this on YouTube, and I got the envious bug hit me, and I was like, oh, I really want that. I would like to have that. And so I put it on a wish list, and I asked for it for Christmas, and I got it. And it has exceeded all of my expectations. It is so creamy, so smooth, so blendable, so beautiful. Sometimes I wear it alone. Like I just have this, I do have a color in my crease, but this is the only thing I have on my eyelid. And I did put a blue eyeliner. I lined my eyes with a blue eyeliner first, and then I just applied this on top of the blue eyeliner. And that's the magic. It's gorgeous. It is so beautiful. I like to wear it with blues. I like to wear it with pinks. I like to wear it with reds. I like to wear it with oranges. This goes with everything. To be honest, this product, the way I felt when I bought this product is the same way I felt when I bought that ColourPop single. I think it's called Glass Bowl. It is that ColourPop eyeshadow single that people went bananas for years and years and years. I wanted that to be this, and it never was. I never was wowed by that shadow, the way that people made it sound on YouTube. People made it sound like it was the most amazing shadow ever. And literally every time I put it on, I was kind of like, meh, it's all right. Like, it's okay. There's nothing like, it's not bad, but I don't think it's good. This is good. This is everything I wanted Glass Bowl to be, but never was. It is so, it's so beautiful. For now, I don't have plans to put this in a project, but I might. I mean, that could change. It doesn't look like much in the pan, but it's magic. It's so magical. It's so amazing. I love it. I'm so sad I used it 10 times. 11. I used it 11 times. Anyways, it's rolling out of this project, and if I could find another project to put it in, I will do that as soon as humanly possible. The next product that's rolling out is Maybelline Dream Bouncy in Coffee Cake. This is considered a Dream Bouncy blush. It was brand new. I'd never used it before. Because it was called a blush, I had it in my blush inventory. But as I kept looking at it, I thought, maybe, for me, this could be a cream bronzer. And I want to try it out and see if this could be a cream bronzer. I've now used it 11 times. I probably used it more than 11 and didn't track it, but I really enjoyed this. In the end, I think it could be in either category. I think it could be a cream bronzer, but a very peachy cream bronzer. But I do also think it works as a cream blush as well. Because I have so many more cream blushes in my inventory than I do cream bronzers, I think I will be moving this over to my cream bronzer inventory and using it as a cream bronzer when I eventually project pan it. But I think this could have stayed in the blush inventory. The only reason I'm moving it to my bronzer inventory is because I have like 4 cream bronzers and like 40 cream blushes. So that's the reason why it's getting moved, not because it's definitely a bronzer and not a blush. I think it could go in either category, but I did use this 11 times. I really enjoyed it. And I think it's a better bronzer for me in the winter time when I'm at my palest than in the summer when I have a little bit of color. So maybe once we get into late fall, early winter, I will put this in a project, but I guess we'll have to see what I'm working on at that point and when I need to work on a cream bronzer again, because it might be a while. All right, the next product that I hit the 10 use mark on is my Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in the shade Bronze. This has been living in my blush inventory, despite the fact that it's called Bronze. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. This is what it looks like. Does that look like a blush to you? I felt like it was falling out. No, it's not falling out. It definitely looks like a bronzer. I don't know why it's been sitting in my blush inventory this whole time. I used it 10 times. This needs to go, this definitely needs to move to my bronzer inventory. There's no doubt in my mind about that. This is not a blush in any way. It is a shimmery bronzer. I'm not crazy about shimmery bronzers in the summertime. I much prefer a shimmery bronzer in the wintertime when my skin is a little bit drier in the summertime. I can turn any bronzer into a shimmery bronzer with my natural oils. Eventually everything shimmers by the end of the day. But the way I use this most often was I'd take a big fluffy brush and I would kind of aim it towards the bottom half and bronze my skin. And then I'd take my highlight brush and sweep it across the top and highlight my cheeks with it. So it is a little bit of a highlighter too. When I mixed the brush around the entire pan evenly, that white shade kind of messed with the bronzer. So I tried to avoid that white shade and only used that as a face highlight, and I kept my brush down here for the bronzer, but that worked fine. Either way, not a blush, it's a bronzer. It's moving to my bronzer category after I finish filming. I don't have plans to put this in a project at this time, but I enjoyed it very much, and maybe one day when I need to pan a bronzer, I will reach for this again. Right now, I am trying to get through a different bronzer, so I'm not gonna be putting this in a project at the moment. Okay, the next mystery product that I've hit the 10 use mark on is my Maybelline Master Highlight in the shade Nude. This has been in my blush inventory for many years. Why? Probably because I bought several blushes in the same pattern collection that had this adorable woven print on it. And I like to group things together. So because I had, I don't know, 2 or 3 blushes, I think maybe 3 blushes with the same pattern, I threw this in with my blushes and I never really looked at it. But it's not a blush. It's never been a blush. It's a highlight, 110%. It needs to move to that category. And I'm gonna have one more highlighter and one less blush in my inventory. I'm not happy about that, but I am okay with it though. And that is because it evens out my blush and highlighter inventories a little bit more. I have my blush inventory is like up here and my highlighter inventory is like right here. And if I can get them a little closer to each other, that would be good. I have way too many of both. I have way too many of both, but I especially have way too many blushes. So I'm excited about getting this into the correct category. Either way, I just want to be honest about what I have and how I want to use it. And I'm not going to use this as a blush. I'm going to use it as a highlighter, and that's the category it should be in. I did manage to hit pan because that little corner up there started flaking away, and I just started attacking it with my brush. Focus, please. Right there. Okay, right there. Yeah, right there. The pan's right up there in that corner. I just kept aiming my brush for it once it started looking kind of crumbly, and I managed to hit pan with the like 10 or 11 times I used it. So that was kind of cool. Okay, the next product I hit the 10 use mark on is my Revlon Rose Glow highlighting palette. This is another product that's been in my blush inventory. I need to start looking for little subtle clues out there in the world that a product is not a blush. Like when it says highlighting palette, maybe it's not a blush. Maybe I should pick up on those subtle little clues. I don't know. It's a product I'd never used before. I've had it for many years and I'd never used it even once. And I think that one strip of pink had me convinced that it was a blush. It's not a blush, it's a highlighter. I swirl my brush across all the shades and it makes a beautiful, subtle, glowy highlight. This is on par with like a Laura Mercier 01 highlight. What's it called? Matte highlighter in 01. This is giving me that same kind of natural lit from within glow. It is beautiful, and it does not belong in my blush inventory. I enjoyed it very much. It's gonna go back in the office. Hopefully I can find a project for it sooner rather than later. And the final product I hit the 10 use mark on is my MAC Dunes at Dusk highlighter. This is a product that has been sitting in my blush inventory. Once again, a lot of these came from my blush inventory. And my friend Amber kept messaging me every year when I posted my inventory, Paula, that is not a blush, that is a highlighter. And I'd been meaning to deal with this ever since she first told me about it, and I kept forgetting about it. And then a whole nother inventory came and went, and I put it in my blush inventory again because one, that's the category it had been in, that's the drawer it had been in, and two, I never even used it. So I would like to verify it by using it before I agree that it's in the wrong category. Not that I don't trust Amber, I do, but I had never even used it once. So I thought, I need to roll this into Project 10 uses, use it 10 times, and confirm that it is in fact a highlighter. And Amber was right. It's a highlighter. Don't let that pinky and peachy side fool you. It's a face highlight. It is a beautiful, this is another subtle, glowy, lit from within highlight. There's nothing bold about it. You could take your brush and rub it over the entire pan. You're not gonna get a bold highlight. It is extremely subtle, but I'm at an age where I appreciate a subtle highlight very, very much. I'm not looking to glow to the gods like I might have at one point, and I really appreciate these more subtle, lit from within highlighters, and I enjoyed this very much. But this is also moving from my blush inventory to my highlighter inventory. So we're gonna see a lot of changes. Well, not a lot. We're gonna see some changes at my next inventory with products that are being moved from my blush inventory to my highlighter or my bronzer inventories because I had them mislabeled this whole time. All right, there are 3 products rolling over for yet another month. The first one is my Bite Beauty lipstick in black truffle, not black cherry, black truffle. It is a very bold, very dark lipstick. I'm up to 5 uses. I like it, but it's very specific. It's a very specific lipstick, and I'm not just gonna wear it every day, any day. Although I could see myself doing that, but there's only a part of me that sees that happening. The other part of me is way too chicken shit to actually do it. But I'm up to 5 uses. I knew it would take me a while to get through it, but I'm glad I have it in this project. And when I do wear it, I'm usually glad I wore it. The next product rolling over is my Bobbi Brown Crushed Oil Infused Gloss in the shade Free Spirit. This is a product I was gifted from Influencer. I believe I got this from Influencer, and I really enjoy it. It is a beautiful, beautiful product. I like it a lot. I've used it 5 times, and I need to use it 5 more. And the final product rolling over is the last product from my blush inventory that I needed to double check on. And that is this number 7 bronze palette. That's what it's called. Limited edition bronzer shimmer palette from number 7. Now this is the one product that I'm honestly not sure what it is. This is what it looks like. And if I had to say what this is, it's kind of one of those like 2-in-1 glowy bronzer blush products. I'm sure if I took a brush and targeted just the middle here, I could call it a highlighter too. But if we're just talking about the effect I get when I swirl my brush all the way around, it's kind of like a pinky bronzer or a bronzy blush. It's a little bit of a 2-in-1, kind of like that Too Faced Pink Leopard product that I consider to be a 2-in-1 as well. There's definitely enough pink in this product that is more than just a bronzer. So I've only used this 3 times now. I do need to use it 7 more times before it rolls out of this project, but I'm not 100% sure what category this belongs in at this point. And it might be one of those products that I just keep in the blush category, but it could also be used as a kind of bronzer. I don't know. We'll see what my feelings are when I get to the 10 uses. But for right now, I still have a big question mark over this product, and I've only used it 3 times. I need to use it 7 more times. Okay, it is time to roll in the products that I'm going to replace the 7 with that I hit my goal on, and I'm really excited about this. This is my favorite part of the project, rolling in new products, shopping my stash for new products, and the fact that I get to roll in 7 is super exciting. The first item that I'm choosing to roll into Project 10 Uses is a perfume. It's actually a perfume oil. This is from Urban Decay, and it's called Go Naked. I purchased this perfume because Tati from Tati Beauty was raving about this product. And I don't know if I've ever felt the way I've never loved it as much as she raved about it. Maybe it's a sponsored product and she was raving about it because they were paying her to rave about it. Maybe she just really loves it. It's a nice scent. I just don't know if it's been like, oh my gosh, my signature scent, I finally found it. It's nice, but it's definitely a summer scent. And so because we've just started summer, I wanted to pull this in and use it because it seems like a good time of year to use it. There's something a little bit lemony. I'm smelling a lot of lemon right now. I feel like in the past I've smelled something more beachy, but right now I'm just smelling a lot of lemon. I should look up the notes. If I get a chance to do that, I will throw it up on the screen, but this is a perfume oil that I would like to use 10 times starting now. Maybe I'll count that as a use. I just put it all over my arms. I'm not sure, probably not. But I'm gonna use this 10 times because I bought it. I probably used it once and was like, it's all right, and then never used it again. So I also think despite the fact that this doesn't look like a big product, it would take me a very long time to get through it. So I don't know if I really wanna put it in a full-on project pan just yet, but maybe I could use it 10 times, enjoy it, and get to know it a little bit better. The next product I'm rolling in is a foundation. I am currently project panning a foundation, and I will be talking about another foundation-like product that I'm rolling into a project in my next video, but I also want to bring this in. This is Akora's foundation. It's called the Anti-Aging Foundation, and it is in the shade Light Sand. Light Sand is usually the shade that works for me when I have a pretty solid tan. I cannot wear light sand in the winter or the spring or the late fall. I can only wear light sand when I've been exposed to the sun. There's a good chance that this is too dark for me even now, but I've never used it even once. I bought this off of Holt Look. I went a little crazy. I used to love shopping on Holt Look, and I would only buy $100 worth of product at a time because you got free shipping if you spent $100 on Holt Look. So why bother if you don't spend $100? And I would just buy a bunch of makeup without knowing really anything about it, but it was on a steep discount and I got free shipping if I spent $100. And so this has been sitting in a drawer for quite a while. It's a pump, and you can see by looking at the pump, it's never been pumped. It is brand new. It's not, people get funny when I say the word brand new when I'm talking about a product that's been sitting in a drawer for 5 years. It's new to me. It's never been used. It is not brand new, but it has never been used. So I would like to get to know this product a little bit, see what I think about, see how tan I need to be. In this light, it looks a little bit deep. Hopefully it's not too deep. Hopefully I can pull it off. But yeah, we're gonna use this foundation for the first time since I bought it 7 years ago or something like that. The next product I'm rolling in is a matte blush. I do have two blushes that I'm currently project panning. One's a really bold, like cool tone pink, and one is a beautiful peachy shade, but both of them are very, very shimmery. I'm wearing the peachy one today. What I'm craving though is a matte. Like I said before, I think in this video, I get very oily in the summertime. So anything I put on my face ends up looking quite shimmery by the time the day is over, whether the product had any shimmer in it or not, because I'm oily. And so what I've chosen is a matte blush. This is from Japanesque, and I can still see the entire fabric that this was pressed in with. This has never been used. It almost looks like it has a satin finish. It's very, very pretty. This is the shade 01. I remember buying this from Ulta during one of their 21 days of beauty sales, and it was half off. I wasn't familiar with Japanesque as a brand, and I wasn't familiar with the shade at all, but I have been a blush whore for many, many years. I love blush. I know a lot of people were eyeshadow people. I know a lot of people are lip color people. I've been a blush person my entire life. I love blush. I think it's because I just love pinks so much, but I bought this and I've never used it, and I've had it for years and years. I got this right around the time I started my Instagram account, so 2016. I've had this for 8 years, maybe I've had this for 8 years, and I've never used it. So I'm excited to try this out. I'm excited to bring a matte blush into the mix with the two very shimmery shades I have. And this color is not as pink as the pink blush I'm panning, and not as peach as the peachy blush I'm panning. It's definitely somewhere in between. And I think that will be fun too. So yeah, really excited to have a new blush to work on and to finally get to know that blush in particular. The next product is an eyeliner. I do have plenty of eyeliners to project pan right now, but what I don't have is a navy, and there is something about navy eyeliner in summertime. I crave navy the second the summertime comes. I don't know exactly why that is. I love navy all year long, but I particularly am jonesing for some navy eyeliner right now. So I thought, what a great time to work on an eyeliner. And I chose this Tarte pencil because I'm currently panning a different shade of this Tarte pencil in my Beauty A to Z project pan, and I have completely fallen head over heels in love with this pencil. This is one of the best pencils I've ever used. It stays wonderfully in the waterline. It works great on my upper lash line. It's smudgy without being messy. It blends really well. It stays put. I love it. So I'm really excited to try this navy pencil. The tip got smushed. The caps of these pencils aren't the best, and they will go all the way down. And I think the cap smushed the pencil a little bit, but I don't know if I've ever actually used this pencil. I'm not sure. If I did ever use this pencil, it was a long, long time ago. But either way, I'm excited to put it in this project, enjoy a navy eyeliner for a little while, and get to know this pencil once again, if not for the first time. Okay, there are two more products rolling into this project for Project 10 uses, and both of them are lip products. The first one I pulled because I don't think I've ever used it, and that is this Color is Bae lip crayon in the shade Dusty Rose. It's kind of filling a bit of a void for me right now. I have quite a few brown shades that I'm project panning. I have quite a few nudes, and I have a couple of peachy colors, but I don't have like a bold pink to reach for that much. My closest thing to a bold pink is a Too Faced lipstick that I have in my 50 Pink Before 50, but for some reason that feels more like a tinted lip balm than an actual color, and I'm hoping this shade is pigmented enough to actually give me some color. Either way, I've never used it. It still smells fine. I'm pretty sure this was an Ipsy Glam Bag product. It's by Elizabeth Mott. And yeah, pretty much everything I received by Elizabeth Mott came from an Ipsy Glam Bag. So let me roll it up. How much product are we dealing with here? It's like a lot of these typical lip crayons. It's a skinnier than typical lip product, and there's not the most product in there. If I enjoy this lipstick, I do see myself rolling it into another project to finish it off, but I'd like to start it off here and form an opinion about it and get to know it a little bit better. It doesn't really even say whether the finish of this product is matte or glossy, or it doesn't really say much. I'm hoping it's not completely matte and that there's a little bit of gloss, but either way, I'm gonna roll this in here and I'm gonna use it 10 times. And the final product that I'm bringing into this project, I've had for years. This is another oldie, guys. You guys know I've been trying to tackle the oldies because I have a lot of them and they're old. So, this is from L'Oreal and it is called Glass Shine High Shine Lip Gloss. And this is the shade Crystal Coral. I have several of these. This is what it looks like. I'm sure if you guys have seen my inventories, you have seen this product sitting in my inventory. I have several of these. And whenever I bought these many, many years ago, I thought they were amazing. So cool. There were a couple problems with them though. The first one with this metal squeeze tube packaging, if you squeeze too hard, and by too hard, I mean just a little bit, the product won't stop coming out. You think you're ready to put the cap on and it's already overflowing and it gets messy quick. And so that's a little intimidating. And then of course, unless you have tiny little fingers, you really need a lip brush to apply it. Oh, see, it's coming out. Oh, see, look at that. It's already coming out. All right, let me just do a little swatcheroo for you guys. I have not squeezed it. I don't know why it's coming out, but that is the shade right there. It is glossy, but there's pigment. It's definitely pigmented, but this is not something I'm gonna like throw in my purse and carry around. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I picked that color because it's summer and this is the kind of color I wanna wear all summer long. What am I wearing now? I'm wearing like a beigey. Oh, it's going on top now. This does have a nice scent, even though this is a million years old. It smells great. Kind of a, is it fruity? I think it's a little bit fruity. Anyways, I've had this for years. I would like to use this and eventually I'd like to use this up. It's a really cool concept. I thought it was unique, but in the end, there's some problems with the packaging that make it a little less usable. And I'm guessing that's why this hasn't stood the test of time in our drugstores and it was eventually, you know, replaced permanently by lip glosses and tubes with doe foot applicators. It's just so much easier to apply lip gloss with the doe foot applicator than in the squeezy tube. But it was a cool idea and it reminds me of a specific time in my life when I was experimenting with these products before I had YouTube beauty gurus to recommend products for me, and I was in the store figuring it out on my own without a guide to help me choose what to buy. I was just buying random crap off the shelves, and this is an example of something I purchased without knowing anything about it and just thinking, oh, that looks cool, let me try that. Plus it was probably on sale. This reminds me of simpler days when I didn't know squat about makeup and I just had fun shopping at my Walgreens for the newest product. So good times, but I haven't used this in a very long time and it's a beautiful shade for summer. So I'd like to give that 10 uses. I almost forgot about this next item because it was buried under paper. I'm so glad I just found it because I almost wrapped up filming this video and I forgot to mention this. But the next item, and what is actually the last item, I think I already said the last item, but this is the last item that I'm rolling into this project, is a depotted single shadow. I have a lot of depotted single shadows, lifetime's worth, and they don't always get used. They don't always get the love that they deserve. The product that I'm bringing in is a single shadow that comes from this magnetic palette. Now, I don't want to give away too much because I'll be talking about it more in my next video, but this magnetic palette has recently moved from my office into my bathroom where it's getting used a little bit more consistently. And I'll be talking about that in my next video. But because this palette is now back in my bathroom for the first time in a very long time, and because I'm reaching for this palette much more consistently, I've run across a single shadow that I've always loved and haven't used in a long time. And I don't have anything quite like this shadow currently in a project pan. I think it's a really pretty summer shade too. I'm gonna take it out because, ooh, this palette has seen better days. There's gonna be a repressing session coming up eventually because things need to get repressed, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna pull this sad little single shadow out. But this is it here. I don't recall off the top of my head exactly what the name of the shade is. I want to say like Sunset or something like that. But this is a Mary Kay eyeshadow single. This is back from a long time ago when Mary Kay eyeshadow single pans were in this shape, where one end was round. It's like a rectangle, but one end is rounded and one end is not. They have since reformulated their pan size to just be smaller rectangles. You get a lot less product in each eyeshadow pan than they used to give, but this shade is a beautiful shade. I do have it throughout my crease. It's just, I mean, it is what you see in this pan. It's very true to color, and believe it or not, I don't have this shade in my e.l.f. 100 pan palette, and it always amazes me because you would think with 100 eyeshadows in a palette it would have everything, right? Like, what eyeshadow wouldn't be represented in a rainbow 100 pan palette? But this shadow's not in here, so I brought it out here just for funsies so we could take a look, because I'm always finding shades to put in projects that complement this palette but are not part of this palette. Now, I have used 9. Yeah, I've used 9 shades up in this palette, so there are 9 shades no longer here, but none of them were this shade either, so you're gonna have to trust me on that. But yeah, this shade was never in this palette. There's shadows that are close, but when I look at this shadow, there is no shade exactly like it in this palette. There are some that come close, but none that are quite this deep and pigmented or this orange. There's nothing quite like it. I think this is a beautiful shade. I think it's really great for summer. I think it would be really great for fall too. It's just so pretty. And the second I saw it, I was like, oh, it's so pretty. I want to use it. And so I figured I'll throw it in Project 10 uses and enjoy it 10 times. And then, you know, we'll see where it can fit in from there. Hopefully it doesn't distract me too much from the other shadows I'm project panning. I'm trying not to have too many eyeshadows at a time, but that's what I probably have the most of. So it's hard not to put an eyeshadow in every project. But yes, I would like to use this single Mary Kay eyeshadow, which I am wearing today, 10 times starting tomorrow. I'm not gonna count today. I'm at 38 minutes for filming. I'm hoping this is not a 38-minute video. I've been talking way too much. Project 10 uses should not be a 38-minute video, but I'm hopeful that there's a lot to edit out. Anyways, that is it for this update. I'm really excited to roll these 7 new products into the project, keep working on the other 3 that are rolling over for another month, and to hopefully come back in about a month with an update. We'll see, fingers crossed. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.